Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah, Sayyidina Maulana Muhammad ibn Abdullah, amma ba'd. Distinguished keynote speakers, respected scholars, colleges, and participants of the first Zawiya International Conference on Sharia and Legal Studies. It is a great honor for us to present our research under the conference theme, Revitalizing Sharia for Global Challenge. In this special opportunity, I would like to introduce our authors. For the first authors is Mr. Harjanides, PhD, head of the Master of Sharia Economics program at UIN Sultanah Naharashiah, and I am Uswatawati Atisania MAG from UIN Wali Songo Semarang, serving as the second author and presenter of this paper. We would like to introduce you our paper under the title Revitalizing Sharia Economic Law in Aceh, Lessons for Strengthening the Islamic Legal Framework in Indonesia and Beyond. Next. For the first one, let's talk about the background. In recent years, Sharia-based economic systems have gained global attention as an ethical alternative to conventional finance, especially in promoting justice, transparency, and social welfare. In Indonesia, as the world's largest Muslim majority nation, holds a strategic position in developing Islamic finance. Within Indonesia, Aceh stands as the only province with formal implementation of Sharia law backed by regional autonomy. Our central questions for this research is how can Aceh's revitalization of Sharia economic law contribute to strengthening national Islamic legal frameworks and offer insights for the Muslim regions facing global challenges? Next, we jump to the research gap, problem and research gap. Despite extensive literature on Islamic finance in Indonesia, several scraps remains from the first one. Many studies are descriptive rather than analytical or comparative. This meaning by existing studies are largely descriptive with limited comparative analysis. For the second one, it's all about limited applications of Maqasid Sharia as a core of analytical framework. The use of Maqasid Sharia as an evaluative framework is still limited to this region. For the next gap, it's all about insufficient analysis of integration between Aceh national global Islamic legal systems. And we can, based on our research, few studies examine the interaction between regional Sharia regulation and national or global frameworks. And the last one, it's all about the lack of an actionable conceptual model for policy implementation. Actually, there is no integrative model that connects legal harmonization, institutional capacity, and ethical governance. So then, these gaps motivated us to conduct this study. Next. We jump into the research objectives on this research, such as, for the first one, is to analyze revitalization of Sharia economic law in Aceh through Qanun number 11, 2018. And the second one, it's all about identify challenges and opportunities in regulatory harmonization and institutional development. And the third one is about formulate lessons from strengthening Islamic legal frameworks in Indonesia and other Muslim jurisdictions. That's all about from Malaysia and Brunei. And the fourth one is about propose an integrative model or MIHES as an contribution or origin contribution to the field. The next is about methodology. In this research, we employ a normative analytical legal approach supported by document analysis of the Qanun, national legislation and regulatory standards, and comparative assessment with Malaysia, Brunei, and international standards. And the last one is about integration of empirical data from OJK, Bank Indonesia, and recent scholar studies. And this actually combined method allows us to evaluate not only the legal text, but also institutional performance and socio-economic outcomes. Next. The key finding of this research is all about complete conversion to Sharia financial system from 2021 through 2023. For the first one, let's talk about Aceh Canons number 11, 2018. The Canon number 11, 2018 on Sharia financial institution is a transformative regulation requiring all financial institutions in Aceh, such as banks, insurance companies, and microfinance. It's actually to operate fully in accordance with Sharia principles. It embodies Maqasid Sharia values such as justice, transparency, consumer protection, and equitable distribution. This canon is not merely symbolic, it triggers a structural conversion of the financial sector in Aceh. And the second one, let's talk about institutional transformation. Since the enforcement of the canon in 2021, we have to know that all conventional banks in Aceh have fully converted to Islamic banks, and then insurance companies shifted to takaful models, and microfinancial institutions introduced profit and loss sharing mechanisms. Actually, this transition initially caused contraction in some sectors, but recovery soon followed as institutions adapted their products, market, and operational systems. Sharia and financial systems from 2021 through 2023. Despite significant progress, Aceh actually faces four major challenges. There are, first one, regulatory harmonizations or regulatory overlaps between the Qanun and national regulations from OJK, BI, and the Islamic banking law. And from this, lack of derivative regulation to operationalize this Qanun. So then, for the next challenges, it's all about limited institutional capacity, that limited expertise in risk management, Sharia audit, and digital innovation. And the third one, it's about low financial literacy. Actually, the public literacy for the Islamic financial literacy stands at 42% in urban areas and only 19% in rural areas. And 32% of MSMEs do not understand basic Sharia's contracts. So then for the last challenges, it's all about with digital innovation. The fintech adoption remains slow and digital onboarding is underdeveloped. Next, let's jump to the comparative insight between Malaysia and Brunei and actually in Aceh. Our comparison actually reveals that in Malaysia, it's actually highly centralized Sharia governance, and Sharia Advisory Council or SIC has binding legal authority, and in Malaysia has strong integration with global Islamic financial standards. So then in Brunei Darussalam, actually Brunei has centralized regulatory structure with direct fatwa authority from the state mufti, and Brunei Darussalam also adopts AAO IFI standards with national adoption. Between that, in Aceh, actually has a hybrid system autonomy requiring harmonization. In Aceh has strong regional autonomy, but still under national financial regulators. And in Aceh also, this also creates dualisms and requires continuous harmonization. From these lessons, here is clear that effective Islamic governance depends on regulatory coherence and unified Sharia authority. Next. For the next step, it's all about MIHES model. And actually, this is all about our novel contributions to address Aceh's challenges and strengthen national Islamic legal governance. And we propose the third pillar of MIHES model that stands for Model of Integrative Strengthening of Sharia Economic Law, such as for the first pillar is about legal harmonizations. That's all about establish a common review committee involving OJK, BI, DSN, MUI, and MPU in Aceh. And then we have to synchronize regional and national standards and apply like specialist principle appropriately. And the second pillar is about institutional synergy. It's from the Aceh Sharia Governance Council or ASGC and to integrate regulatory bodies throughout fatwa institutions and financial actors. and for that, strengthen supervision and compliance. And the last pillar of MIHES model, it's about ethical government alignment, maqasid, and best impact assessment. It's implement maqasid the Sharia best impact assessment, or we know that by MBIA, to and evaluate policies not only by legality but by ethical and social impact. This integrative model positions in Aceh as a best stands Aceh as a living laboratory for Sharia governance. Next, the policy directions. We propose several strategic actions, such as, for the first one, strengthen regulatory coordination. That's all about establish permanent harmonization mechanisms between regional and national regulators. And the second one, it's about professional Sharia training and certification. Actually, we mean this by develop certification programs and professional training in Sharia finance. And the third one, it's all about expand literacy programs. We conclude that in financial literacy through universities, mosques, daya, and digital media. And the fourth one, it's all about establish Sharia FinTech Innovation Hub. We means this by create a Sharia FinTech Innovation Hub in Aceh. And the fifth one, or the last one, it's all about build international collaborations. And we means this by foster international cooperation with ISDB, AAO, IFE, IFSB, and Southeast Asian partners and others. So then, Aceh experience provides valuable lessons. For the first one, province in Indonesia seeking to strengthen their Sharia economic policies, and Aceh is also Muslim majority countries managing plural legal systems. And in the Aceh also it was to integrate maqasid Sharia into modern economic governance. And in Aceh also enhancing Indonesians' role in global Islamic finance and law. And we jump to the conclusions. Next. Our conclusions, the conclusion from our research, this is by Aceh actually as a living laboratory for Sharia governance, and the revitalizations or revitalizing Sharia economic law in Aceh is not merely a legal transformation, but it's a systematic reform involving regulation, institutional society, and ethics. And so then its success depends on harmonized regulation, strong institution, public literacy, maqasid-based governance, and model adaptable for Indonesia and Muslim regions. Through the MIHES model before, Aceh offers a replicable, future-oriented framework for Islamic legal development, both nationally and globally. Next. That's all for us, and thank you very much for your nice attention. I do apologize for all mistakes. And the last I say, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.